Registered Phenomena Code, 030. Object Class, Gamma Red. Hazards, Biohazard, Contact Hazard. Containment Protocols. The wildlife reserve in which RPC-030 is located is classified as a restricted area. Joint operations have been arranged with the local park ranger to keep any unauthorized personnel from entering OL Site 556. All roads leading to RPC-030 have been unpaved and planted with the indigenous flora. Any supplies going to OL Site 556 must be delivered bi-weekly by the authorities VTOL MK. To avoid creating convoy trails into the reserve. The entirety of RPC-030 must be hermetically sealed with at least 2 buffer zones. Inspection for any possible leakages is to be undertaken at 5 o'clock local time every day. Maintaining personnel must wear the proper hazmat suits and undergo the standard decontamination protocol when exiting RPC-030. Any personnel that has been exposed to RPC-030b is to be held in a quarantine chamber for at least 2 weeks with no exposure to sunlight. If symptoms manifest before the 2-week period, exposed personnel are to be terminated and their corpse disposed of through cremation. All instances of RPC-030c must be sufficiently dismembered until it no longer exhibits motor functions before being taken to the crematory. Description: RPC-030A is a solutional cave located in the Redacted Wildlife Reserve, USA. RPC-030A roughly burrows 300 meters underground and features several stalactites along the mouth of the cave. RPC-030b is a naturally occurring pure water vapor, H2O, propagating from crevices around the interior of RPC-030A. The temperatures of RPC-030b can reach up to 86 Soc. RPC-030c is the designation for any human that is exposed to RPC-030b and has reached Stage 3 of Scenario 2. Through geological analysis, RPC-030a itself does not exhibit any anomalous properties. However, RPC-030b causes living organisms to mutate and/or deform. The anomalous properties of RPC-030b only manifest when it makes contact with living tissue of Homo sapiens. The biohazardous nature of RPC-030b does not affect unintelligent life. Although prolonged exposure to RPC-030b results in 100% lethality, the process of expiration can be divided into 2 scenarios, each with different stages of symptoms. Scenario 1. Stage 1, 1 to 5 minutes. Subject will exhibit light skin rashes around their bodies, accompanied with a sore and/or itchy throat. Subject will announce slight discomfort. Chances of survival, 93%. Stage 2, 5 to 7 minutes. The rash progresses to cutaneous leishmaniasis-like scars 1, along with hemoptysis. 2 Subject will announce pain. Chances of survival, 47%. Stage 3, 7 to 18 minutes. Severe cases of necrotizing fasciitis 3 throughout the subject's body. Usually, this stage is considered as the death offset. No subject has ever survived Stage 3 of Scenario 1. Stage 4, 18 minutes. At this stage, the necrotizing fasciitis would have consumed 90% of the subject's tissue. The time it takes to reach a total loss of flesh depends on the subject's weight. Scenario 2. Stage 1, 1 to 7 minutes. Similar to Stage 1 of Scenario 1, although multiple lesions caused by osteosarcoma 4 manifest in various areas on the subject's body. Subject does not announce pain or discomfort. However, they usually comment on the coldness of the atmosphere. Chances of survival, 39%. Stage 2, 7 to 12 minutes. Abnormal growth of flesh caused by various types of both bone and tissue tumors manifests around the subject's body. Subjects will usually start to speak in an erratic manner. Chances of survival, 8%. Stage 3, 12 to 19 minutes. Continued progression of connective tissue neoplasms. At this point, all subjects' brain activity has ceased. However, subjects are still capable of performing basic motor functions. Subjects that are exposed to Stage 3 of Scenario 2 are hereby classified as RPC-030C. Stage 4, 19 to 26 minutes RPC-030 will regain the primitive part of its brain functions, actively hunting other life forms to consume. RPC-030 instances may utilize its bone protrusions as weapons. Stage 5, 29 to 40 days RPC-030 instances will start to decay due to extensive necrosis. 5. Stage 6, 40 days complete cessation of motor functions on RPC-030 instances. Residual flesh does not exhibit any extra-normal properties. Specific wavelengths of 367 nanometers, UV light, accelerates the time needed to reach the different stages of exposure. Extensive research has concluded that direct sunlight will have roughly 38.7% of accelerated expiration offset. Researchers are unsure on the cause of differing scenarios, as the chances of an exposed subject undergoing either scenario are completely random, regardless of age, gender or health. It is unknown whether traces of RPC-030 that has risen to the atmosphere prior to containment had condensed and mixed with rainwater, or had just simply diffused and lost its anomalous properties. Discovery log. RPC-030A was first discovered in date redacted due to reports of a deformed humanoid wandering the outskirts of the redacted town prompted local authorities to investigate. The deformed humanoid, later identified as an instance of RPC-030C, had been consuming farm animals in the town of redacted. The instance of RPC-030C was later discovered as a hiker by the name of redacted that went missing 4 months prior to the first sighting. A joint investigation by MST-08 Sundowners and the local police department launched shortly after the sighting. The authority was able to find RPC-030A by discovering man-made refuse around the mouth of RPC-030A. 12 authority personnel was exposed while establishing OL Site 556. MST X-ray 6 nullifiers was later assigned to amnesticize the local population immediately after the investigation was concluded in date redacted. Incident log 030201. On date redacted, during the secure testing session of New Corp Industries' Hymabellum program, 56 personnel was exposed to a weaponized sample of RPC-030B due to containment failure. Out of all exposed personnel, 13 of which has progressed into augmented instances of RPC-030C. Fortunately, security personnel successfully terminated the RPC-030C instances before additional personnel fell victim. The exposed personnel was later put into quarantine in accordance with the RPC-030 containment protocols. None of the quarantined personnel developed lethal symptoms. However, 3 cases of murder were reported due to internal conflict among the exposed personnel. MST-08 Sundowners investigators along with its coroner team reported that the effects of RPC-030B did not factor into the murders. Dr. Date Redacted, supervisor of New Corp Industries' Hymabellum program, reported an extraordinary result of the weaponized RPC-030B samples. However, Global Director 03 proposed to restrict New Corp personnel to work on RPC-030, and on date redacted, the Board of Global Directors unanimously agreed to terminate the RPC-030 weaponization program. Footnotes. 1. Severe skin ulcers caused by a parasite of the genus Leishmania. Although in this case, no traces of Leishmania are found on subject's body. 2. Coughing up blood. 3. Commonly known as a symptom of a flesh-eating disease. 4. Malignant bone tumor. 5. Death of cells in living tissues.